When we talk about fascism, it's things like this that we're talking about. Oklahoma to test teachers from New York, California to guard against radical leftist ideology. Oklahoma will require applicants for teacher jobs coming from California and New York to pass an exam that the Republican-dominated state's top education official says is designed to safeguard against radical left ideology, but which opponents decry as a MAGA loyalty test. Ryan Walters, Oklahoma's public school superintendent, said Monday that any teacher coming from the two blue states will be required to pass an assessment exam administered by PragerU, an Oklahoma-based conservative nonprofit, before getting a state certification. As long as I am superintendent, Oklahoma classrooms will be safeguarded from the radical leftist ideology fostered in places like California and New York, Walters said in a statement. PragerU, short for Prager University, puts out short videos with a conservative perspective on politics and economics. It promotes itself as focused on changing minds through the creative use of digital media. Quentin Hitchcock, a spokesperson for the state's education department, said that PragerU test for teacher applicants has been finalized and will be rolling out very soon. The state did not release the entire 50-question test to the Associated Press, but did provide the first 5 questions, which include asking what the first 3 words of the U.S. Constitution are and why freedom of religion is important to America's identity. Prager didn't immediately respond to a phone message or email seeking comment, but Marissa Street, CEO of PragerU, told CNN that several questions on the assignment relate to undoing the damage of gender ideology. Jonathan Zimmerman, who teaches history of education at the University of Pennsylvania, said Oklahoma's contract with PragerU to test out-of-state would-be teachers is a watershed moment. Instead of Prager simply being a resource that you can draw in an optional way, Prager has become institutionalized as part of the state system, he said. There's no other way to describe it. Zimmerman said the American Historical Association did a survey last year of 7th through 12th grade teachers and found that only a minority were relying on textbooks for day-to-day instruction. He said the upside to that is that most history books are deadly boring. But he said that means history teachers are relying on online resources, such as those from Prager. I think what we're now seeing in Oklahoma is something different, which is actually empowering Prager as a kind of gatekeeper for future testers, Zimmerman said. One of the nation's largest teachers union, the American Federation of Teachers, has often been at odds with the Donald Trump administration and the crackdown on teacher autonomy in the classroom. This MAGA loyalty test will be yet another turnoff for teachers in a state already struggling with a huge shortage, said AFT President Randy Weingarten. She was critical of Walters, who pushed for the state's curriculum standards to be revised to include conspiracy theories about the 2020 presidential election. His priority should be educating students, but instead it's getting Donald Trump and other MAGA politicians to notice him, Weingarten said in a statement. Tina Ellsworth, president of the nonprofit National Council for the Social Studies, also raised concern that the test would prevent teachers from applying for jobs. State boards of education should stay true to the values and principles of the U.S. Constitution, Ellsworth said. Imposing an ideology test to become a teacher in our great democracy is antithetical to those principles. State Representative John Waldron, the Oklahoma Democratic Party chairman, decried the test as political posturing. If you want to see a textbook definition of indoctrination, how about a loyalty test for teachers, said Waldron. It's a sad echo of a more paranoid past. Waldron, a New Jersey native, said he would have been in the target demographic for this kind of test when he moved from Washington, D.C. to Oklahoma to teach social studies in 1999. He said it would have struck him as an indication that the state wasn't serious about attracting quality teachers. Teachers are not rushing here from other states to teach. We've got an enormous teacher shortage, and it's not like we have a giant supply of teachers coming from blue states anyway, he said. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to education, Oklahoma isn't exactly crushing it to begin with, as they are often placed 50th out of 51 states which includes Washington, D.C. If you take out Washington, D.C., they're 50th. They're the 50th out of all 50 states when it comes to education. So your state is quite literally the worst in the union for education, and you want to not hire some quality teachers from some other states because those states are democratic, and you need some type of fascist loyalty test? Oklahoma would be a state where I would make an actual case and argument for homeschooling your kids.